Hey guys and gals, I'm pretty excited to share this build with you. Obviously, otherwise I wouldn't have uploaded it. But as the title says, we are building the Wanderer's house, the main character, the sole survivor. This is the outcome of two ideas that I had. One being that I simply wanted to build a house for my character where I can store all of my shit and kind of have a base, which was originally Red Rocket, and that was a fun little build, but at the end of the day, it was still a gas station where I was living. And then it was the Overseer area in my vault, but that save got wiped out and I didn't want to build it over again. Plus, I'm kind of a loner. I don't really like having a bunch of people around me whenever I just want to come home, have a beer and relax after a long day of scavenging and, murdering people. The second idea that I had was to do another house build. Like, my upgraded house video is one of my most popular videos, and I'm not 100% sure why. But people seem to like it, and I wanted to revisit it since we have new settlement items through DLCs and through mods. Speaking of which, this build is going to consist of a good bit of mods in celebration of PS4 users finally getting access to them. Yay! I know some of you don't really want to use mods, and I was the same way, but once I started building with them and just kind of playing around, there's just so much that you can do with them. They're a lot of fun, and they bring a whole nother element to the game. So just keep that in mind, give them a chance, I promise you'll like them. Okay, I laid down the foundation, and now what I want is the floor piece to sit on top of it. So I snap out a shack foundation, raise it up a little bit, and then snap the floor pieces to it. Which I do it again here in just a second because I realized that it's not going to be even with the brick foundation, and that's what I want to sit on top of. So I snap out two pieces, the last one being the shack foundation, that way I can raise it up like so. You just have to judge how high to bring it and then snap in some floor pieces and it should fit perfectly on top. This is just easier for me instead of placing down a floor and then trying to angle it just right. So now I'm just going to finish the rest of the floor. Okay, so now we're going to place down the walls. These are from the Snap and Build mod, which is absolutely amazing. They give you a bunch of windows and a lot of different options to play with. You see, this window is off to the right a little bit, and I want it to be off to the left, that way it's even with the other one. And it's just not wanting to do that. So I wanted to show you guys this because you do have to play around with it a good bit. I do figure it out here in just a second. It all depends on what side of the floor that it's snapping to. Like you notice right here, I was like, wait, that's exactly how I want it. So I just bring out this other floor to see if that helps, and sure enough, it does. There it is. So place the floor back, and you see that I'm using the small floor pieces right here, and there's a reason for that. I will show you later. But first I'm going to finish up the wall over here and place down a door frame. I love these door frames. I have no idea why Bethesda didn't give these to us. They help us make rooms on the inside, and it's just seamless. I have no idea. Just look at it. Beautiful. Then I'm going to place down some stairs right here so I can actually get up there. These are in the Snap and Build mod tab, and they're pretty cool. They give you some railings that go with them, and they just look a little bit different, and that's kind of what I'm going for. And now I'm going to take a minute to build the garage. Okay, love it. So this next part is going to be pretty much the same thing over and over. All I'm doing is building different rooms. And you'll see that even with the door frames here, all these walls, they just snap to each side of the floor. So it makes it really easy to build rooms and you don't really have to glitch anything in. So I'm just going to speed up the video a little bit to save some time, and then, yeah, I'll be back. Okay, almost done here. I just want to show you this part. So I want to place down some stairs, which means I can't place an upper floor. So what I'm doing is snapping the concrete wall to it and then a smaller floor piece like so. And the reason why is because the smaller floor piece on the concrete snaps lower than the top part of the upper floor. That way there's no gap, like this. See, no gap, and it looks great. Now I'm just going to place down this wall and then the stairs, and I'll show you up top. Stairs in, and remove this floor so I get up there. And see how they're a little bit lower. If I didn't do that, they would have snapped to the top part and there would have been a gap. Alright, so this next part is going to be a little tricky, and it's going to seem like I'm just scrapping everything that I just did, rendering it pointless, but I promise you it is not. Alright, so what I want to do up top, I want there to be a smaller barn piece like this one. I want that to be on the upper level. But here's the thing. The roof that I want to use that came with the snap and build mod will not snap to the barn piece that I want to build with, which makes me think that they should reevaluate the name of the mod. But anyways, me being the clever shithead that I am, I figured out a way around it, because I can't just snap two wooden walls on top of each other because it would be too tall. The barn piece I'm using is a little bit shorter. So I found these support beams and stacked them on top of each other, and then the wall snaps to it. Look at that, I just call myself clever and then I get stuck inside the house. See, bragging gets you nowhere. Anyway, the wall is up there where we want it, and now we're going to snap the roof to it. This is going to look pretty weird because I'm going to have to bring up all the wood walls in order for the roofs to snap to it. They're really finicky and very much a pain in the ass, but they look great, so bear with me. Okay, so I pretty much had to take everything apart and put it back together, as you guys saw, and look at it! There's a gap! This whole clever thing is coming back to bite me in the ass. And look, I just now realized it. It took 6 walls for me to realize that there's a gap. So I just say, fuck it, I'm just going to finish building it, that way they can kind of get the idea of what I'm going for. And yes, I had one too many support beams in the wall, that's why there was a gap. But with the magic of editing, I can do this, and there it is. So now we can move on to the porch and a few other things on the inside. So here there's a gap for the staircase on the wall, which is inevitable, so I'm going to place down these support beams to make it, well, basically to fill it out. And I'm sure most of you are thinking, why couldn't I have done this for the roof? And I tried that, but it didn't look nearly as cool as I wanted it to. So there we are. Upstairs, looks good. Now we're going to go outside and make the front of the house look good, which I'm going to speed this up because you've seen me do this several times. Alright, the last thing I'm going to show you is this mod from the Warehouse Rearranged mod. Basically, it just gives you tiles and carpet, which is really cool. And it depends on what size floor you have. That's why I did small floors here. That way it's all even and it looks great. And then out here I'm going to do rubber for my little garage area. And then in here I'm going to make it carpet, which looks pretty cool. They have a bunch of different colors. They have clean, dirty. It's just a lot of different options for you. Okay, so I know I said the last thing was the last thing, but this is actually the last thing. So I want to place down some concrete here to make it look a little bit more believable so the garage isn't just like in the air. And you see how it won't snap to that scaffolding ramp. The only thing that will snap to that is the wood from the scaffolding tab. So let me go to that, and then actually I'm going to need a place. We'll need to place a little bit smaller one on there. Get on there. Do it. Let me do a longer one. Yeah. Okay, now I can snap the smaller floor to the scaffolding floor, and then the foundation to the wood floor. And you just have to be mindful of that, because otherwise this could be very frustrating. It's all about the build order and just knowing when, what snaps to what, basically. And you see how the ramps are too long, so I have to remove them first, and then place down the concrete where I want it, and then I can place the ramps back and it'll work just fine. But I'm just going to finish this up. My next video, I'm going to build a power armor warehouse right next to it, so that's going to look really cool. I'm really excited for it. But if you guys like this build and want me to do it without mods, let me know in the comments. If there are a good bit of people who want to see that, I will totally do it after my power armor video. So just let me know. I do plan on doing another channel update video, because the last one really wasn't an update at all. It was just me saying thank you, I don't know what I'm doing, but thanks. But I do have an idea for some upcoming games and continuing with Fallout. I got a webcam, so I might start incorporating that in some of the videos, especially the channel update video, which should be out before Skyrim releases. So be on the lookout for that. Please give this video a like, let me know what you think in the comments, subscribe to my channel, and have a good one.